do it.
Wait,
What's our cue?
What?
You'll know it in your extremely educated opinion. What is the most viral sensation mobile video game ever created that's ever graced the App Store on all your mobile devices and PC?
YLE?
Raid Shadow.
Oh,
Legends.
Jesus.
Come on, that was our cue. Raid Shadow.
Raid Shadow Legends.
3 of you guys are doing good. 1 of you sucks, and the other one didn't even say it.
Raid Shadow
Legends.
One more for the road. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Raid Shadow
Legends.
Yay, that was a good one. Alright boys, if you haven't already guessed, this video is powered by Raid Shadow Legends, and because I'm a new player and I'm guessing a lot of you guys are too, I formulated this list of the top 5 tips for new players to help you get started. To start off, most importantly, you want to make sure you max out your starter champion as soon as you can. 6-star, level 60, fully ascended, fully geared. As soon as you have 800 gems, make sure you cash them out to max out their masteries. Tip number 2 is to make sure you keep grinding the campaign, especially to get to Brutal 12-3 so that you can get the best mix of silver and XP. Tip number 3 is to fight the urge to make some massive army of level 40 champions. No, you want to focus on maxing out your best champions one at a time. Tip number 4 is to avoid spending a lot of time farming dungeons at low levels. You might as well get back to the campaign and max out your champions. And in conclusion, tip number 5 is that speed is king in this game. Always be on the lookout for gear that boosts your speed substats, and always look out for speed boots. So armed with this knowledge, go henceforth and be dominant on Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, but there's more. There's a bunch of stuff happening on Raid this month with a fresh rotation of the ridiculous Hydra boss, that 6-headed monster that I introduced last time, and a ton of events and tournaments every single day, including a very special Valentine's Day event where you get your hands on a brand new legendary champion. Like I always say, every day is a good day to start playing Raid. So if you want to click my link in the video description or scan the QR code in the upper left of the screen, you'll get some cool bonuses. And we're talking a free epic champion, Aina. I don't know if I pronounced it right. 200k in silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard, which allows you to summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All the before mentioned loot will be awaiting for you here, and remember that the rewards are only available for the next 30 days and only for new players. Hope you guys go check it out. Back to the video.
Previously on Lost.
Alright boys, easy dubs. Why are you all spinning? What the shit? You know what it reminds me of? Like the Oompa Loompas. What's the point of this? Alright boys, easy dubs. Easy dubs. Everyone concentrate. No laughing.
Hey, you guys want to see something cool?
Nope.
You guys want to see
No,
something
we
cool?
said no. God, we're being so needy.
Well, look at this. Look at this. Watch.
You're so needy.
Look at that.
How did you know you were gonna do that and then do it?
I'm a fucking goat, bro. That's why.
Are you that weirdo that like clones himself 15 times and dances around a circle and
Those that are
spawn?
way in the back, you
Another
need to
core
warp off.
piece.
If you're
Watch, ready?
140
Nope, you're not gonna
kilometers
do
from
it.
me, you
Yeah,
need to warp off.
Why not?
No, I
Just
missed.
warp
How
to random
disappointing. It almost
celestial.
makes it where like the first time you did
Or
it
did
wasn't
I?
in school now. Like now that you screwed it up the second time, the first time you did it, it's discounted. Now we know it's just luck. And you make our team look bad using grenade launchers and shit. Just saying.
Yep.
Oh, I don't care. I'm not.
No,
into it.
no honor. No honor. Oh, you are that guy that has all. You have all your other little accounts on the other team. That's how you do. Yeah, you do. That's how you knew you could shoot him with a grenade. I've run into you before. I've literally run into you before. You like record people's fucking voice and play it back to them. Yes, you know.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nerdy if you could. I'm not saying it's something to brag about, but you are that guy that does that. We all make fun of him every time we see him.
Oh, well, it's not me because I don't get made fun of, bro.
Oh, okay. And then whoever's on the other team that's running all those accounts, we make fun of that dude all the time. I even put him on YouTube, like a cheater.
Oh, you put him on YouTube? What's your YouTube? I'll go sub.
Nah, it's good.
Go to their spawn, dude. Kill them all. Every single one.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I told you. I knew. Rusher, you're that little dweeb that does this.
No, it's not.
Don't kill them.
Bro.
I knew it. I called that shit out. You had the gall to deny it to my face. It is.
Listen, if you are behind, aka not directly on top of the FC, you need to warp off or you're going to die to that sword fleet. Use your prop mod, burn out of the bubbles, warp off. Altamoto or off.
You finally you
Lucian
speak. You
Lamar.
never spoke in the other lobbies. I called you out. That's why you got that grenade kill. And you're like, no, it's not. And it's because you knew the other team was doing this. You're a liar, Rusher. You got caught red-handed. You're such a liar. He's a dirty liar.
Or S or off.
He's a dirty, rotten little liar. Oh, this guy's I called all that shit out before I saw it.
You
have to admit,
cannot
I said
make
all
this
that.
shit
No,
up.
you called it out, but
Exactly.
you are wrong about
Oh
me.
no, my bad.
He's a booster, dude. He's a booster.
Yep.
No, I am not.
He owes all those accounts on the other team. He does. You're a booster, dude. You're the only booster I've ever met on Vanguard. You're the only booster I've ever met on Call of Duty in like the last 5 years. Why even do it? Look, you're gonna try and do it as well. You're trying to do it. This is shitty. I didn't say you're good at it, but you're still a booster.
If I was boosting, bro, believe me, I would have way more kills.
I already know you're a booster. You're the top of the leader. You have 15 kills. What are you talking about? I have 2, and I'm in the top 3. You have 15. Nah, you're the cheater, dude. You're a booster.
I'm reporting that motherfucker.
I'm reporting you, Rusher. I can't believe I called you. I literally called that. I literally picked that out of thin air. I knew it was you. Honestly, I'm not even trolling. I'm not even trying to pick on you. Why do you boost in Vanguard? I have to know.
I'm gonna be honest. The point is, I don't do it for me. I do it for everyone else.
How is boosting helping us? And it's gonna hurt the other team, to be fair.
That's not my problem.
You're doing it for easy kills. You're doing it for easy kills.
No.
You can't act like you're out here being a priest, giving
Guys,
charitable donations and good teammates.
Easy kills. I'll just boot everyone out the fucking lobby.
Yeah, he's a cheater. You're not doing this for us.
Lobby if I wanted for kills.
You're literally shooting grenades across the map at him.
I'm not hitting them.
Well, it's because you suck. You did it once. You're just terrible.
Don't look back. I will tell you when to look
You're
back.
a booster, bro. You're a literal booster. You got caught red-handed. A booster in Vanguard in 2022. The shit you'll see playing Call of Duty at 5 a.m. How do you even do that? Do you have some bot or something that mimics a bunch of controllers?
Bro, the fuck are you talking about?
Then who is? You know who's doing it then.
Yeah, I know who's doing it.
Who is it?
Who's doing it?
Yeah, is it this?
The dude that has 29 and 2.
How could he get 29 kills on his teammates? That makes no sense.
Because he was trying to join this team. He's my friend. He was trying to join my team, right? Didn't work out.
How come your clan tag matches theirs? Explain that.
Oh, cause I'm in the clan. I am in the clan.
But they're all a bunch of bots. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, that. Imagine arguing over a game.
It says the guy in the booster clan. Are you serious? I think you're going a little bit more into it than we are.
Problem.
Are you the cheater or is Rusher? Which one?
Cheating, I would be doing a lot better. I'm Russian.
You're 29 and 2.
Cheating,
what are you talking about? How would you be doing better?
He's cheating.
No, you just know. I can't believe you snitched on your boy like that, though.
No, you don't do it right, bro.
Why did you snitch on him?
That's their real clan.
Why did you snitch on him so quickly, though? If you're a tube and you're with them, you told on him awfully quick. Look at you, see? Now, there you go, nading him a whole group of them across the map, you dirty little booster.
Because of Clap, bro. He's my friend.
Hey, yeah, but you're still the one doing the boosting. Jeez, you're still getting...
Oh, that's not my problem.
you
No, you
couldn't even say it with a straight face.
Bro, stop cheating, dude. Stop fucking cheating, bro.
The Tube Clan.
Bro, you're literally boosting right
I'm
now,
not
and you're
cheating.
gonna tell me
How am I
about
cheating? 32 and 3.
He sounds awfully convincing like you're the cheater. I think you're the cheater. You definitely the cheater. I'm going... No. I will not be convinced by the booster. You're the booster. It's not Dementor. It's not Clap. It's all you.
Not me, no. Not
You
me,
will not trick me. Look at you. You killed them all with a grenade launcher again. You're a dirty, rotten booster.
Well, clearly, I know where they're fucking at, dumbass.
Yeah, because you're boosting. Don't call me a dumbass for stating the obvious. You're
you
saying...
know where they're at, too, correct?
No, because I'm not in control of them.
How
you
do you
are.
not know where they're at?
Because I don't know. They could move. You're the one in control of them, not me.
I don't know. Unless Clap over there moves them? No, they don't move, bro. You think if I was doing this, I'd move them, bro? What the fuck are you talking about?
You're a terrible liar and a dirty, rotten booster. How are you going to act like it's not you when your name matches theirs and your gamer tag literally matches theirs?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot for you to try and convince me of. He's trying to make it seem like Dementor's the cheater.
Yo, Twitch is popping off, bro.
Are you streaming this right now?
Yeah, spawn tubing.
Little your name. How are you gonna act like it's not you boosting when your name is Spawn Tubing? He's got 5 viewers doing this shit. No way. How are you gonna deny it's you?
Tubing. I mean, that ain't me streaming, bro. Mine just call me Mr. Rusher.
Yeah, whatever, cheater. Get the fuck
Well,
out.
Look,
whatever.
It's in chat, bro. Go look.
Whatever.
Call me Mr. Rusher right there.
You're a
dumb
dirty cheater. You're a dirty
fuck.
cheater.
Mine just call me Mr.
Yeah, and you're in the same clan. Get the fuck out.
Look. What's up, Luke? How you doing, baby?
Yeah, the booster's back. Welcome back, booster. Yeah, the booster's back. Welcome back, booster. You dirty, rotten little booster.
This ain't me, bro. You already know
It's
not.
definitely you. Shut up.
You just said it wasn't me, right? You just joined my lobby. I'm not streaming, correct? So shut the fuck up.
No, you are streaming it.
Oh, I'm not, bro.
You just join. You put them on the other team so you can boost from this
if you're in
team.
a safe, you can work
Duh.
to the
Nope,
FC.
wrong. You're wrong.
At this
Then
point,
how come
if
you're
in
the
a
only
safe,
one
you
that
can work
changed
to
over
FC.
from the last lobby?
I'm not. Look.
Who else is
Anarchy,
here?
bro.
Who else?
Look.
They don't. That's one of your little bots. They don't even talk.
You must have him muted, bro.
Who?
Tour.
Oh, that guy's just. That's the bot. That's another bot.
That's fucking crazy how you do that shit.
Yeah, he's a cheater, dude. They're dirty, rotten little boosters. And I asked him why he did it. He goes, "It's for the fun of other people."
Look at that cheater, dude. Holy shit.
Nah, it's definitely. You're never
Nah,
gonna
good
fool
shit,
us,
bro.
Rusher. You're never gonna fool us, Rusher.
I'm not doing nothing,
Attila
bro.
the
That's
gun,
the funny
you're
thing
in
about it.
3L. Please leave little chain.
Everyone you say is doing it doesn't even talk, so there's no way to verify. You're the only one talking, so how else could it be anybody else?
Why? Because
Logi, if you die,
I'm a
then
person,
you're
dog.
ungrateful.
You're the
Please
only
leave the
person. The
chat.
rest are bots,
Chat
because
channel.
you're the booster. Duh.
no.
Idiot.
I'm just in their clan, you fucking retard.
Then with all the bots, we know. That's how you're boosting,
You're
dude.
fucking I'm sure.
It's Call Me Rusher.
Baby.
He's the Yo, if you're gonna try and hide it, at least change your gamer tag or your clan tag.
I'm not changing my clan tag because I'm not doing shit, so I don't give a fuck.
Because you're the
about
booster.
anything.
I don't care.
We don't trust your lies.
Yeah,
He's got 5
GG.
viewers. It's not really worth it.
I got 7 viewers.
And in this day and age, haven't we got past Modern Warfare 2,
And so
where we
you
don't
should
have to
probably get
boost
to
for
your
clan titles and shit anymore? Have you no honor? Haha, look, did Cal call me Rusher end up on the wrong team, so he's got to jump over to this team. That's so funny. This guy's cheating, by the way, other team. You're just in a booster lobby. They're a bunch of dirty, smelly, stinking boosters. He's trying to nade us across the map. Not working, though. Oh, maybe it worked on you, though. Okay, look, he changed his clan tag after I made fun of it. Rusher, come on. I guess I gave you a good idea. A little hard to get away with lying when your clan tag matches all the bots. What a fucking idiot. I think he muted me too. He doesn't want to talk to me anymore. I'm ruining his little fucking booster stream. Yeah. Look, watch out. This guy's gonna get his whole little group of bots to throw nades from the other side of the map. Watch out. Look, it's gonna be like a hail of fucking missiles. Look at that shit. You cheating bastard.
Hello?
There you are. I noticed you changed your clan tag. Smart move.
What?
At least it's not so obvious now. Except for you're also the only one spinning. A lot like the other fucking team. Still pretty obvious it's you. Damn, Rogue God just killed all your bots before you could. That sucks.
Yo, God, good shit, bro. Do it again, man.
Yep.
Are you a part of the boosting clan too?
Time I played with these guys.
It's
I know
Call Me
we're not getting
Rusher's
a
the
lot of
guy
perfects
controlling
here,
them all.
But
No, it's not.
we have to
God,
stay behind
yes,
the
it
bulkheads,
is.
otherwise they'll just
It
continue
is
to hold
you.
range and
I
shoot
don't
at
shit.
us. And the Baltics have longer
Probably
range than us.
Capcom.
No,
so-
no, he's controlling Capcom too. I followed him around a few games. It's Rusher. There's no other person. The other guy just
I fucking
plays back
Phone
recordings of other people. There's no other actual other person. It's just Rusher. The other guy just says pre-recorded
I'll
shit.
take the free kills. I really don't care.
all right.
Well, then you're a booster too. Rusher, you think you can lie your way out of it? You're caught, buddy. You're caught. He plays like this all
I'm
the
not a
time.
nerd,
He's been
bro.
boosting like this for months too. It's crazy.
Wrong. I haven't even had this game for a month, you idiot.
Sauce, you admit it's you, idiot. Now before you didn't have the balls to turn on your mic, I was talking all this shit and you never said anything. But this time we caught you red-handed.
I played like 45 minutes ago with these dudes.
Yeah.
And I went 22-0.
Because they're not real. They're bot. They're just jumping around. They don't shoot back.
Well, they're shooting they're shooting tubes from the spawn, bro.
Yeah, it's because he's literally streaming himself doing it and calling it spawn tubing. That's what the stream's called. He told me. I didn't look it up. He told me the stream and I went and watched it. It's him spawn tubing. He gets all the other people on the other team and joins over and over until he's on this team. And he's the only one who does it. He's trying to act like it's not him.
Fucking G, bro.
Look, don't try to enlist him to your lies. Don't try to like be nice and get him to believe you.
God,
That's my game. That's what I do. Smelly.
We don't have all day, so bring it in.
Thank you for representing for Pacific Islanders.
Wow, I thought I had big news.
All the dust has settled, I'm still standing.
It's so important to have representation as an Asian American. That's what inclusion is, and that is what America is.
Go ahead and shoot the box, Chris.
I've never experienced anything like this before.
It's something special.
I take pride because I have a
Shoot the
family.
Pontifex in the Bifrost.
Look at all of this glorious
Go ahead and reload to antimatter after those are dead or booshed.
So wonderful. I love it.
That was amazing.
I support you in every dream you want to chase.
This is my shot to
Pay it forward.
Get on the bus. The bus to the future, bringing jobs, clean energy, and our kids safely to school.
Ouais, mais le truc, c'est que les enfants, parce qu'on a des petites merdes.
But you're using the wrong push to talk.
School buses. My Clean Commute for
It's
Kids
the
Act
entire
is helping
fleet,
school
and I think
districts
that's Fred.
nationwide transition to electric buses, saving taxpayer money and supporting thousands of Georgia jobs. I'm Raphael Warnock, and I approve this message.
I'm sorry, what did you want us to load to?
Antimatter. Reload to antimatter. We're just gonna be on anti-booster duty for now.
Smell like a Cheeto, bitch.
Nah,
they
you're a
decided to get in the
smelly
range.
cheater. Stinky booster.
You're a smelly Cheeto.
You no life booster. Imagine being this guy who does this.
I got a life. What are you talking about?
Do you tell the people in your glorious life that you sit online with a bunch of fake bots and boosts for stats?
Babe.
Be in your range, shouldn't be in most people's
Is your
range.
sister visiting? Does she know this about you? Do you tell her that you're a little snotty booster, like a
Hey,
little
look at Loot, y'all.
little 14-year-old? Yeah,
He's a cheater.
I'm 2 and 2. What are you talking about?
He's over here fucking boosting.
I'll follow those.
I've
dudes
got
around
2
with
kills.
Exo.
How am I boosting?
Yeah,
You didn't even
that's
think
right,
that
right.
one out.
Reload
I just can't
iron,
believe you just
so
won't
we don't
admit
have
it
the
to you.
tracking
Just so
penalty.
we can
Reload
end
iron.
this. So this can be over. Just so I can confirm my
I can't
initial
admit-
suspicion.
I'm not a liar, bro. so
Yes,
I
you
can't
are.
do
I've caught
that.
you in like 6 other lies. What are you talking
No,
about?
You haven't.
Yes, I have. Shut up.
Really not that big a deal. No one cares.
Just because you like getting kills, because you probably don't normally,
What, you
doesn't mean you
have
stick
iron?
up for the booster.
Damn.
That's a lot of
This guy's like, who cares? It's not that serious. And he's running over there and getting like massive nade kills. Dirty fuck.
Why aren't you doing
You're a literal accessory to the boost.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
You're an accessory to the boost. Because there's no point killing
No, he's
bots.
not,
That's
'cause no
boring.
one's boosting.
This guy's a fucking booster sympathizer. A 2nd-degree booster.
I'm boosting, but I'm 0-4. Fuck out of here.
Because you're doing it on purpose, you fucking...
Fuck out of here.
I'll give you points for how far you'll go. You must have been doing this for a long time. He changed his clan tag and started getting 0 kills. I didn't even notice that till just now. Rusher, oh my god, dude. There's a guy right now playing with 12 accounts and getting 0 kills on all of them. that takes dedication.
I'm not lying.
You're a boosting, fibbing little dweeb, and I hate you. Oh my god.
Nice.
You hear him comment? Everyone who kills his bots is like, yeah, good for you. And he told me 2 games ago that he does it for other people. I bet he does this. This is how he makes friends. You set up your teammate. You set up your teammates to do well. So you can be like, good job, even though you're the one in control of the bots. I swear to God, you've put way too much thought into this.
But it's not me. Oh, God is going off, bro. 32.
Shut up! Rusher, shut up! Stop talking, guys.
Good shit. 25 and 7.
I hate you so much. I can't. I want to strangle you. Oh my God, Rusher. You give one more compliment to these guys killing your bots. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I swear to God.
In the middle of the fight.
Rusher, I hate you so much.
That's very spy
I just hate you.
Dude, 26 and 8.
Shut the fuck up! Don't speak!
Good job, guys.
Are we the team with the bots? No. Okay, good. They are on the other team.
Really a bunch of bots.
So there's one guy on our team right now that's the cheater. His name's Rushing. It's one of these guys. See these bots here that aren't moving? Booster. Dirty boosters. I will expose all of you. You're a dirty look. You picked up the other controller. You're not going to get me. Dirty Rod boosters. Look, they're both coming after me now. Haha, stupid booster. I shit on you, Dirty Rod botter.
Yo, why are you following me, bro?
Because you're a damn cheater. And you deserve it.
You're weird.
What the fuck are they even doing back there? They're like dancing in the corner.
Yeah, I told you they're bots. They're fake.
That's loot bots, bro.
Oh, Rusher, don't try to spin it on me.
Fucking cheater, bro.
What? The goal. He just gets his rocks off by cheating. I don't know. It's just funny to see in this day and age. Like seeing somebody wear bell bottoms. Unironically.
REA? Switch to REA.
Dude, that's what it's like.
I'm not clutching this shit, bro. That's just cheating.
I got him.
I missed that.
Shitty cheaters.
Take your bots and leave me alone.
No. I'm following you around, but you end up in the lobby with the bots every time. How does that make sense? You give yourself away. You're a shitty cheater. You're a shitty botter in 2022, and I want to hear that dirty little mouth admit it.
You're trash.
Well, this is going on Reddit.
Just admit it. Just admit it's you so I can go to sleep.
Oh, no, then.
Alright, a whole other team are a bunch of boosting little bots, so don't worry.
Ask me if I give a fuck.
You're gonna see it in a minute. Oh, it's you, Berserk. You again? Oh. No, seriously, I've been following around this booster for like...
Yeah, we'll wreck him, no worries.
For like an hour. No,
cheating or are they just
no, he's got a... No, he's just boosting. He's got like 17 accounts, and they all just dance around their spawn. His name is... That's his name.
Shit. Yeah, they're back in their spawn.
Yeah, it's his name's Call Me Mr. Rusher is the guy who owns all the bots. He's on our team. He like joins the other team so he can boost off him.
Watch this, bro. I can leave and they'll stay. You want to see?
Yeah, leave. Just get out of here. I don't want to play with a booster.
If I leave, they're gonna stay.
I was in the game with you already and Tube.
Yeah, he's a little cheater. His name was Tube earlier. I made fun of him, so we changed it. So it was pretty obvious it's you.
No, I'm about to leave.
Switch to S8.
The bots
so you ain't leaving. So
yeah, right. You're still here. Yeah, get out of here, you dirty cheater.
You're a fucking loser.
Yeah, there we go, Berserk. Let him know.
He's trash. Look at him, he ain't gonna leave.
But you let me know if we start doing
I'll be back, bro.
He's talking to himself, he's like, Cap, I'll be back later, but it's really
exactly. You get it. I told you.
I'm still here, stupid ass.
Oh, we know you weren't gonna leave because you have all your bots in here, and you try so hard to get them all in one lobby.
Holy shit.
He's a fucking cheater.
Hey, that's the stuff I need to know. Okay, props on.
I'm thinking I'm boosting.
fast too.
Luke,
what was that?
I've already played you a bunch of times, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Your little lies will never work.
I already reported you, bro.
They'll never work.
Kill Wraith, Brock.
Props on, guys. Props on.
Alexander Exeter and Deccan Catalan, bro. Lost hell of more lodgings.
Ah.
LD can't wake up.
Lieutenant Kit Kat, wake up. Lieutenant Kit Kat, you need to wake up and warp to your FC, or you're gonna die.
He's probably already scrammed, yeah.
He's dead. Hey, Kit Kat got out. Nice. My poor Jaguar that saved that man. You'll be remembered.
Give that man a cookie.
Guys, go ahead and reload the spike for now. I mean, if you're from Jeff and you can reship into a Bassie or an Osprey in J1, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, just stay in fleet and you'll get your PAP. It's no time to burn everyone back out. Prop off. If you're out of boosters, prop off. You're fine. Just no props. Yeah, Jeff members can stay in JI1. Go ahead and just reload to thorium for now. Reload thorium. We'll worry about dictors and boosters. Serbs are playing very smart. They know they can kill us, and they have the longer range, and we need both fleets to be able to kill them.
We kill the stork.
Kill the stork guys. Everyone align broadcast. Take this fleet warp, guys. Primary target is DEN. Reload spike, reload spike, reload spike. Ignore the target, reload spike. Props on. Once you have spike loaded, you can shoot that target. Shoot OCT when you have spike loaded.
We have a sub at 60.
Yeah, that's fine. Secondary target will be the Serb. Wake up, guys. Use your prop mods. You need to get behind in it. Stay on the Serb. It's probably gonna live, but stay on him. Fine. Pull off of him. Pull off the Serb. Pull off the Serb. You can shoot that saber for now. My Logi anchors. Logi, just anchor on the FC for now. I need you to anchor on me. Once you're on top of the FC, you can prop. Logi, ignore your Logi anchor. You're anchoring on the FC right now. It's an important reason. I'll explain to you later. Everyone, orbit your FC at 5k. Orbit your FC at 5k. Everyone. Guys, see if you can snipe that stork. Good job.
Yes.
Close the orbit to 2500, guys. Close orbit to 2500 on your FC. Logi as well. Don't orbit at your normal range. I need you nice and small. No prop mods. Just nice and small. And a nice low ball for me. Guys, you can try for TY here. Try for TY. Switch to ERV insert. Switch to ERV. Broadcasting. Everyone on ERV. Cool. Thank you. One cycle of prop, guys. One cycle of prop. Shoot that stork when he's aggressible.
That's the fourth time we kill.
It's a good thing too.
Fifth, actually.
10 times the charm.
I'm watching for targets of opportunity, guys, but we need to stay behind the battleships here. For those interested in what we're doing, we're using Shine's battleship fleet as a firewall, and he's killing the missiles before they can get to us, so they stop shooting us. Yeah, go ahead and shoot the fort for now. Shoot the fort. It's a good call.
Can we turn prop mods off?
Yeah. Told you to turn prop mods off a while ago. I'll tell you how many cycles of prop mod I need for now. Basically, guys, as soon as we're done reinforcing this fort, we're heading home, so... I mean, you can just stay and get a PAP. I don't care. The other fort that we were going to shoot just got shot by the Supers and Titans while we were fighting. Because we were busy fighting.
Countess, you're running away.
Bifrost. Bifrost.
Guys, kill the Bifrost, kill the Bifrost, kill the Bifrost. Bifrost?
Trifrost.
Thank you. Back onto the fort.
Catcher.
Go ahead and kill the Flycatcher. Oh, you managed to work. Nice. It's to work Flycatcher.
That's a new development.
We take damage.
Yeah. Guided bombs. It's fine.
Don't broadcast for bomb damage.
Wait, Watts, please come back to the fleet. Remy Tilde, please come back to the fleet. Burning off in the middle of nowhere.
Saber.
Stiletto?
Yeah, you can try and kill that Stiletto, but I think he'll warp.
He did land in that bubble.
He's lockable.
Yep, kill him if you can.
Another
Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, the force orb will be hitting you with bombs. It's fine.
The stiletto above us.
Yeah, he's gonna have too much transversal to have a hope. Yeah, like 5k transversal.
He's dead.
Well, he didn't. He turned wrong.
Yeah, I saw that. Man just decided to turn. See, if I say we're not gonna kill it, we'll kill it, right?
That's why I always shoot at him.
Guys, keep on the fort.
Sure.
When Minnie and the Eagle, please come back to the fleet.
Sabre.
X.
Guys, go Saber.
They come.
That isn't the way I would have burnt. Guys, props on 2 cycles. Props on 2 cycles. You can shoot MIO for now. Shoot MIO.
Tekken and the Basilisk, come back to the fleet.
Wake up, guys. Use your prop mods. You need to be anchored. I'm not sure if he reshipped or if that's a dead, but I'll just rebroadcast it.
Sabre, sabre.
Shoot IRI. Shoot IRI. Or he's tethered on the fort. Never mind.
Flycatcher.
Yep, just broadcast it. Kill. Also shoot Johnny Loki. Good job, guys.
blockable at fort?
If there's Sir blockable at the fort, broadcast it, please. That's out of range. That's not at the fort.
Simper might be. He just warped to the fort.
I'll broadcast him. Shoot Semper if you can, but I think he's tethered.
Just tethered.
Yeah, it's just tie-dye.
Semper lockable? It seems.
Yeah. You can lock him again. Oh, he's locked. I don't
Shoot him then. Shoot him.
I think they want to use Invol to wait out timers, but it doesn't work.
Rudy Dracon as well.
Yes, and shoot Rudy after Semper.
I think they're trying to tether with aggression.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying. Under Rudy. Semper warped out.
Don't web them if you can.
No webs, guys. No webs. No, he tethered. Sad, but okay. My bassies, if you're not busy, you can rep the apostle of Init over there. Look where all the missiles are going and rep that, please.
Hound.
Shoot the hound, guys. Shoot the hound. Actually, leave the hound. Leave the hound. Leave the hound. He's being a hero. If he dies, whatever, but... Lol. For those that didn't realize, he was, bombing the bubble off of our apostle. For some reason. Sorry. Force of habit to kill bombers.
Retribution.
Yeah, go ahead and try and kill the retro, guys. Ruckus. Man wanted an honorable 1v1 against a Jaguar, and we just ruined him.
Oh no. Anyway.
Run away. I think the Vex just jumped. Yep.
Sabre.
guy shoot the saber.
Oh, he's debubbled himself for us.
Yeah, I'm wondering how many of this he wants to feed.
Neroni Frank, I think, is aggressed. No, negative. Flag catcher, Johnny Loki.
Yep, go ahead and kill it if it's in range.
I do like the one guy that's just been in a shuttle the whole time looting. He's my hero.
Hyena lockable.
Guys killed the Manticore?
What hyena?
Eight Ball, how did you die? Make sure to check your anchor. Sally Solomon, or Solomon, wake up, prop on to your FC. Oh, don't be sorry to me. Be sorry when you die. Then we can be sorry. Make sure you're on the fort, guys. We're about to finish it. Let's finish this.
Flycatcher.
Kill the flycatcher. Kill it, kill it, kill it.
Cloaked.
Yep.
Keep going that direction, Jaguar. You'll get him.
You guys want to kill that pod? He probably has something. Again, it's very important that you guys are orbiting the FC at 2.5K instead of just approaching me, because you're going to bump me if you approach me, and then people are going to get outside of the range of the firewall.
Saber's gonna bubble us when we try to warp. He's right near that Jaguar. rep.
Stiletto's lockable. We probably won't kill him, just so we kill him.
You do make stupid turns, so.
Like at you.
Take this work, guys. If you're in that bubble, you need to get out of it. Shoot that while you're warping. Yeah. Guys, line back down, line back down, line back down. You can align to the broadcast.
Please broadcast again.
Check the bottom of the fleet window.
I click history. In that moment.
Just line
It's fine. Take the fleet work.
People down here keep killing the sabers.
Guys, prop on, anchor up, prop on, anchor up, prop on, anchor up. They're free firing dictors, free fire on dictors. That saber's already done. Use your prop mods to get to the FC. If you're already at the FC, you can prop off.
Shalafala, sir.
You'll get a story time of what happened there when everyone's safe.
Prop status FC.
Prop off if we're on top of the FC. Line to the broadcast for now. Props off. Line broadcast. You're free firing on any dictors.
People don't get what off means.
Intro blurb and then let other people have the floor for most of the show. Also, Crazy Dizzy again with another 20 subs. Thanks, dude. That is crazy, and it's making me dizzy. So
hey, some of you have your prop mods on and you're burning ahead. Your prop mod needs to be off a line.
Sometimes people don't care about the CSM. Sometimes people think the CSM is a waste of time. Sometimes they think that it's just a free trip to Iceland, as if that's really like a big thing if you've been there like 17 times. However, there are times in EVE's history where the CSM simply matters more than others. I will use the reference of CSM 5. We see this sort of sine wave of interest from the player base over time. And you saw back to the founding of the institution when the CSM was first created, it was seen as very important. And then over time, people lost interest in it, said, what was this doing for me? Maybe this is just a free trip to Iceland, whatever. And then CSM5 got together and said that they were going to remove all jump bridges. And CCP Grayscale said, that sounds great. And then everybody realized that the CSM actually did matter and couldn't be neglected. And I believe that we are sort of in a similar moment, not so much because of Grayscale talking about removing jump bridges and trying to bring old freighter ops back or anything stupid like that, but we are in what I would describe as a post-crisis refractory period in the relationship between the CSM, the player base, and CCP. And these guys are going into the aftermath of what I can politely describe as a complete shit show. Now, it's not like our previous CSMs.
That's a legal term, by the way.
Yes, complete shit show. Absolute
Again,
term of art there.
You guys need to be aligned.
It's not like our current CSMs have not been fighting the good fight there, and they have been telling you about this, right? It has been an active process of trying to convince CCP that the sky is blue, and if they try to say the sky is green, that there will be consequences. And now we've had to deal with all the Plex parity stuff, all the post-FanFest nonsense. You guys know it's a shit show out there. You guys know that this is a time where we really need to send our best and our brightest. And what we have here in front of you today are 4 candidates who are all going to be at the top of the Imperium's ballot. And I will once again be asking you, if you are a citizen of the Imperium, or if you are Imperium curious, or if you just believe that we have good judgment, to exercise your freedom to choose by voting exactly in the way that the state tells you to do, because we believe that these are the guys. We have finance experts, we have gameplay experts, we have FC experts, we have political and social experts, and CCP needs help. They need a fucking cleanup crew of experts that can go in there and in the aftermath of the wreckage which the Rattati administration has left the video game in, be able to say, okay, now that they have finally begun to partially acknowledge that they fucked it up, that, hey, how do we get out of this? So this is an important election. These are important candidates, and we believe from the perspective of the state that these are the best people to send in there in the trenches. And it's not light duty. It's not like, hey, this is going to be fun. Back in the day, the CSM got to do lots of party stuff, right? In the era of CSM 6, it was a younger CCP. CCP hadn't had a lot of their talent drained to Riot and Ubisoft, et cetera, different generation of CCPers. And, you know, we had a lot of fun back then. This is a serious task. It is stressful. It is often unrewarding because you get shit thrown at you from all angles, as Brisk and I can both tell you about. But I think it's important that these are the right people for the job. And so I'm going to now shut up. That's why this CSM election matters more than most. We have just gone through one of the worst periods of crisis in a decade or so in EVE Online, and these are the dudes. So now I've said my bit. Thank you all for being here, and Brisk is going to take us through, and we're going to go through and meet the candidates.
All right. So the first thing I want to ask, and this is directed at my boy Pando. Pando, you are one of the most well-known FCs in the game. You are one of the best streamers. Your FC chat and your EVE streams are on top of the community. Everybody knows who you are. You've done a lot of stuff, and in fact, if you look And I will throw this on the screen because I think it's pretty funny. I want to give you credit. CCP had a list of the most prolific EVE players of all time at FanFest. And looky what we have here. Look at this gentleman right here. Oh, look, it's Pando in the top 10 of like all time.
So since we have a minute, guys, I'll explain what happened there.
So let me ask you this.
There was a bit of a fuck up.
What the hell are you
where
running
we
for? Why do you want to do this to yourself?
The hick. But basically,
what else is there to do?
Since they warped
why are you going to
perch and
subject
sat
yourself
there,
to the same nonsense
we
I've
tried to warp a
subjected myself to for the
Sino
last
and a
3 years?
hick up to them, and
I mean,
dropped
honestly,
smart bombing
for
supers
the
and
longest
titans on
time,
them.
whenever I
But
asked myself
the
that
hick didn't
question,
warp, so they just warped
it
out.
always the answer was always like, man, it's not worth it. Like usually CCP already reaches out for feedback and asks questions. So like I feel like I already have like some contacts and stuff. The problem I see, especially lately, that more often than not they get the details wrong, right? So they get the general idea of what we think as like FCs or whoever they reach out to. But then they get the details wrong because I think they don't have that the ability to like let us know details of what they plan on doing.
Would have been
right?
really
So
funny if it worked out.
Steer them a little bit better if we knew exactly what they have in mind and stuff, right? So I hope that when they like if I get elected, that I have the chance to be in the room when they come in and say like, "Hey, we want to do X, Y, Z."
No, so
and we want to do it
basically
exactly this way.
they
right?
had put the prober
Not the,
into a
like,
squad
like we're
position
looking
instead
at,
of
let's
wing
say, we're
position.
looking at jump bridges, but
So
give me the
they warped
details,
the
what
Sino,
exactly you want to
but
do.
the hick wasn't
right?
in the squad.
And then I can say like,
so
okay, don't do it like this exactly. Do it like a little bit different. I think the BRM is a good example for that. The idea is that people would be spread out, and the idea itself isn't a bad idea.
Not from here.
The detail of making
I'll get you
everyone
guys a
in the
bridge home
system
from
miserable
DZ6.
and retting not worth their time. That's a bad idea. That's just bad, right? Like to limit the amount of people that can make a good living there, that would be okay in my book, right? But see, that's like the details, right? That's why I kind of feel like, man, they need someone there with like broad knowledge of like a lot of stuff that can also see like the effects on warm hot space a little bit, right? I'm not saying I'm a warmholer, but warm hot space, null sig, low sig, whatever, right? And I think as you just showed, I think I do have a lot of experience.
Guys, go ahead and orbit your FC at 10K. Orbit your FC at 10K.
All right. And just for the record, I just want to let John Hartley, for those of you out there, John, you're not the worst FC in the Imperium. That's Dave Archer. We know this. Just kidding. Sorry, Dave. I had to hit you as your turn.
We're getting out of here very soon.
Pando, I think that's a great reason for running. And I mean, frankly, I think based on my experience, having somebody there that has the knowledge, that also has the ability to talk to people, that can go out and has the different community contacts is critical. There's not as much of, like when Pando says, and when I say, I want to be in the room where it happens, that kind of a thing, it's not just like a Hamilton joke. It's also, it's not just being physically present at like a summit or something. It's being in the meetings. It's going and participating in Slack. It's talking in Confluence, because that's where the action is. And we tend to get a lot of time to go over and look at and think at and ponder some of these things that they're suggesting, but not everybody takes advantage of that. And I appreciate the fact that Pando was going to do that, because I know that that's his character.
Logi,
now,
I need you to look for the levy of Acturus and send him
Go ahead, add something, and then I'm going to yell at Angry.
Just a super tiny thing is like, yes, what you already said, you need to be approachable. People like CCP needs to listen to you, right? And I think there have been CCP CSMs in the past. They might just say this the right thing, but or like have the knowledge, but can CCP actually access them because the devs actually go to them and ask them? That's a different question, right?
Yeah, we've definitely seen CSMs who are not good at the CCP interaction angle along any number of vectors, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Communication.
Line to the broadcast.
Yep. All right, so Angry, this is your second time running.
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
I'm muting myself.
All right, good. You're unmuted now.
Yes.
So what's wrong with you? What are you running for this time? What's your goal?
Well, my number one reason is still the same from last year, which is that CCP insulted me on stream. So I'm going there
That's
to
a perfect reason.
Revenge, to restore my honor as a respected member of the community. If you have that link, maybe actually, never mind. You can find it later on. But that is the number one reason. The number two reason is that I think the past 2 years has shown that CCP does not have anyone. Maybe that's casting too broad of a net. If they do, they're not listening to him. They don't have anyone that understands the EVE economy in a position to make decisions. I think that's the most polite I can put it that way. And they don't have any good advisors there either for this purpose. No offense to you, Brisk.
It's not my thing, so I'm not offended.
Or Merc. But I hope to the reason sort of the second reason is that the most important time of the economy is actually during after you have a recession. There's recovery, and the policies you set during that recovery really affect the whole cycle going forward. So that's why I think the most important time was to be in there last year or the year before during the recession. Now the recovery starting is the second best time to actually make an impact.
Saber.
I agree with you. I mean, this time around, if you think about it, the reason I'm running is because there are going to be 7 new people on the CSM this year at a minimum, potentially more.
Cloak.
If I don't get reelected or Ken or Arcia doesn't get reelected, we could have more. We could have 8. We could have 9. But at a minimum, there are going to be 7 new people on the CSM. And I think for me, my job and my duty and the reason why I am running this time as opposed to the other times when I had different reasons, including some like angry, like, I want to show CCP they can't push us around. I feel a duty to the organization to the institution of the CSM that somebody's got to be the memory. Somebody's got to be who has been around for the last couple of years. I know Steve Renukin's running. I appreciate that. He's a 6th termer. If he wins, this will be his 7th term. He'll be the most tenured CSM member. If I win, I'll be number 4. I'll be the most that's on here other than him if he wins. But the bottom line is we need somebody that's been around here for the last couple of years, has seen what has gone wrong, what has gone right, the relationships with the new CCP, and go out there and be able to talk to them, plus get the new CSM members up to speed. And that's why I'm running. Now, Cass, you are Mr. Finance.
Oh boy.
Why did you say yes when you were told you had to run?
Well, the real story is classified. But essentially,
Gate status.
I mean, the reality is an unhappy one. EVE is in a depression, right? At least half of its economy is gone. Just today, there was a Reddit thread about how we're settling out around numbers that are similar to PC around the blackout, right? It just so happens that economic crises are a big part of my EVE career. And so we're going to give this a shot, right? And I also, having a sort of weird experience of not only doing finance, but being very involved with like nullsec politics and the progress of our conquests during the Dominion period, but having missed the Rorqual period that has given so many people a lot of angst. I'm hoping to re-examine a lot of the metagame sort of talk that we've had for the past however many years and see if new solutions can be found. There was a time not all that long in my memory, right, when nullsec was more united about what they wanted, right, and when EVE players as a whole were more united about what they wanted. And I think a big part of the past few years is that it started as the opposite of that, right? Players were all mad at each other. Everyone was looking for some solution to what they felt was wrong, and there was no unity. And CCP picked something and went with it, and it has gone
I know
very
it's going to be heavy tie-dye.
Which these things happen sometimes. EVE's a complex
everything
game,
out at
right?
once.
And so I'm really happy that we're bringing another
go ahead and reload
Pando
it for you.
and Angry, who are very detail oriented, right? I think Pando, I love Pando's speech. I'll vote for you about paying attention to the implementation of this stuff and what's actually going to work, and where sometimes CCP has an idea and it seems good, and then it comes out and it's obvious that players won't act the way they think, right? Or that that they've introduced something that ultimately is not really an incentive. There's all these things that the CSM can be very valuable to CCP, and we have also seen that they just don't get used that way. There's been so many times over the past couple of years where changes have come down
when they come through.
It's clear that CCP did not run through the CSM just because the reaction from the player base makes that clear that no player ever saw it, right? And so I'm hoping that we can offer help.
How about
Like
bombers?
said, right? I
Free
guess
fire
I'm
on the
known a
Victor,
little
free
bit as
fire on the
the good cop of Goon Swarm, and that is an element of this campaign. We do want solutions, right? And I wrote this in my CSM post. We don't want a world where Eve dies.
Hey Lord, I didn't know you joined. Did you just join?
It'll take them longer to get back.
So that the next
Go
war
ahead and
is
prop
twice
on
as
for
big and
a
twice as
cycle.
difficult to win.
Yeah,
Hopefully
those
not
of
as
you that are in
tedious.
the back, like still next to the gate, prop on for
we
2
need
cycles.
opponents.
Oh, I
So we
learned
want
something.
to be awesome. We
Okay.
gotta figure out some way to make that happen. And what has struck me, I think, as I've been talking,
You gotta,
for a couple
even
weeks
if
now,
if you are overheating a module, even if
what has struck me is how much
you
hope
turn it
people really
off,
have still. The people are starving for a
right
great
after like the final cycle, it will still take damage for another the next cycle that it would have done or something. So my module got fucking all fucked up and destroyed, and I was like, fuck.
No more aggression, no more aggression.
Just to
You
make
are
it
still
clear,
in that
so
bubble.
That
we
my
have
afterburner could die on me
Angry,
basically.
Paul, and myself, as Mitten said, we're going to be the top of the
Broke.
Imperium and Init tickets. The Imperium has always had generally 2 tickets. There's been an Imperium ticket that is largely Goon Swarm, Bastion, Lon, and the rest of the folks in the Imperium. Then Init will do its own thing because that's just how we are. And then Pando and I have in the past put together tickets that included us as well as other folks that we'd like to see on the CSM besides our nullsec friends that have included wormholers, that have included small gang PvPers, that have included other folks like Mike Azariah, New Bro guys, and industry types, so that we can try to get a little bit more representation. But this is what we're going to do. These are the folks at the top of the ticket. Now, can Goon Swarm and Imperium and Init get 4 slots? I don't know.
Gonna work hard.
I think we can.
Turn out.
That's it. I am going to work hard on this. I hope the rest of you are going to work hard on this. If you are in the Imperium and you are watching this, we need every vote we can get. Okay? It is absolutely critical that we have folks, and I know that a lot of people are down on the game, and that's going to be my next question to these guys when I'm done with my little bloviating here. But here's the deal. As long as you have an account that is 60 days old by the election day, which starts as I
might have to go back for the ball
threw it up on the screen, and I will throw it up again. Election season starts, or actual voting starts here on June 7th. And I think most of you do have accounts that are more than 60 days old. You have to be Omega, so you have to plex your account. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to, but you have to plex your account if you want to vote. And I hope that our folks who are upset, down with the game, mad, and want to see changes are going to be willing to help us get as many seats on the CSM as we can this time, so that we can move forward with some of these proposals, as well as trying to do our best to make sure that the CSM as an institution is filled with people that understand Eve, know Eve, are there for the right reasons. And that's one thing I do want to say about these 3 guys, in addition to, well, and I won't say it about myself because I'm not the narcissist that many people think I am. But the 3 people up here,
Also,
these
I
guys
found
are running
a
for the right
picture of
reasons.
George Lucas
None of
holding
these
Baby
guys
Yoda.
needs to be on the CSM.
Well, it's technically
Kaz
not
doesn't
Baby
need it.
Yoda,
Angry
but
doesn't
still.
need it. Pando definitely doesn't
Well,
need
in
it.
three
I guess
Q,
he's.
Pando's
I
one of the most fun
also
players in the game
thought
already.
something about him
From
writing off on it, saying that it was okay.
He's done everything there is
Just
to do
need to
in the
do
game.
that and giving them
Kaz
permission.
is a director in Goon Swarm. He's been
Lord
in the
Alec.
finance crew for a long time. Angry
How
is
about you?
Go ahead.
inside.
I want you to
super
work to the
number
3Q
cruncher
1T
guy.
gate at
And he's
100
beloved
and wait
outside,
for me
even
to tell
outside
you.
of the Imperium because of the number
Sounds
crunching
good.
that he does and people trust him. None of these guys needed to run for CSM. They're not doing it because they want to be famous. They're not doing it because they want a free trip to Iceland, because even, I'll be honest, we haven't gotten one in the last 2 years, at least not a summit. I got to go to FanFest this year. That was nice. But for the most part, and then, of course, I came away from FanFest with my wife and kid having COVID. So great, wonderful. But at the end of the day, none of these guys are running because they want to do it for themselves. They're doing it because they feel an obligation, not just to our space tribe, not just to the Imperium, not just to Init,
In a line, 2 cycles of
but
prop
also
mod,
to the
2
entire
cycles of
game.
prop mod,
And I think
at
that's
least.
important. And when you're looking at candidates, I think it's very easy. You can tell pretty quickly the guys that are there because they're in it for the right reasons, and the guys who are there because they're not. And I'm happy to say that at least, and I think this has been true for all of us, because I think Merc and Nam and I were all running for the right reasons too. These guys are running for the right reasons, and I hope that you'll look carefully at them. If you're not in the Imperium, that you'll take a look at it and ignore a lot of the anti-null block, the anti, big group bias that's out there, because I'll tell you, these 3 guys are not just going to be here talking about Imperium stuff. They're not just going to be here talking about what's good for nullsec. I know Pando pretty well, and he's not a huge nullsec big blob guy. That's not his thing. He's going to be out there advocating, I can guarantee you, for the smaller scale folks, for the PvPers, for the wormhole guys, because that's what he's been doing. That's the gameplay that we've seen. I mean, he does that every week on. I mean, Pando, you run a public fleet. How many major like nullsec fleet FCs run public fleets a week? Tell us a little bit about that, will you?
To my knowledge, I think Björn is the only guy who really does, the only person I know who does it. Other than that, there's like organizations, of course, like Spectre Fleet and so on, right? But other than that, I don't think there's any other like FC who already established like fleet numbers within their groups to then go out and suddenly start doing public fleets. But yeah, it's fun. I just enjoy it. I don't like the massive block warfare stuff. I have to be honest, right? Forming units and then playing the numbers game is not my kind of thing, right? So I enjoy taking our 20 dudes and then see what we can do.
Can I cut in and say that it wasn't always like this? The mutant thing
Go ahead and drop a bubble,
that's all.
and then you can burn to the gate.
Get that in there. All right.
Copy that. It wasn't always like this, guys.
It's getting a little better.
I got my start in this game building up what now is very well known as space communism by gifting, at the Emperor's request, a battleship, a Maelstrom, to every member of Goonswarm for Christmas in 2010. Right, it was awesome. And so my the hack thing bugs me. That's all. I just had to get that in there.
I love the fact that we're in a battleship meta again. I think it's funny when the bad guys can't figure that out, but we'll get to that later.
We're not quite there yet, right? We're not quite in the full-on battleship meta.
No. Let me go back to what Pando said. I want to emphasize this. Obviously, the Imperium is the way it is. Goonswarm is political. We care about ourselves and what's good for us. But like I started this with, the game is in a depression, right? Things are grim everywhere, and so it's not just about nullsec. I hope that nullsec can achieve a little more intelligent thought and political unity for the sake of game mechanical agreement, but also all other playstyles that, especially if they've been lost, I wrote about that specifically in my thread, but any piece of EVE, all of these pieces play into the same game we're playing, right? They're part of space, and this is a game about space, and their space needs to be taken care of. It needs to have value, wherever that
set
is.
That as your current destination. You're jumping
so
the line.
I am really interested in talking to people from all over the spectrum of EVE as we try and examine this and see what can be done, right?
Yeah, and so on the point on what you said, Riz, that there's a little bit of a null block candidate or ballot kind of hating going on. I understand where this is coming from, but at the same point, and at the same time, from an Imperium perspective, I feel like the Imperium ballot has always looked to increase diversity of playstyles, to be quite honest. Look at this, it's...
And Lord, how much do you think I would get for the
alliance leaders on the typical
spectral
ballot, right?
intertropic
so I think, historically
designator
has
PP1 with 5 runs on it.
It's easy for Warmorder
for the Triganian weapon.
Look at the nullsec dudes, but
hey,
there's difference.
Search for it under contract.
I look forward to talking
See
to
how much it sells
cats,
for.
right? I've lived in a wormhole, either solo or on my own, had all my crap in a pos, hoboed dreads through those places, right, just to make money way back in the day, 2010, 2011.
Let's take this fleet work.
So, random people who you think are just nullsec people have also done things occasionally, right? So I'm interested to see what's out there, because it's not by any means just nullsec players that are unhappy, right? The
There's
PC
none in
count is declining
Delve.
everywhere. We've got to talk to everyone to make progress.
All regions, though.
I mean, and just to highlight what you guys were saying, I want to throw this out there because I get into arguments with some of the folks that are not happy with nullsec for a while. Here last year in the major ballots. Okay, number 1, Imperium. We had a number of people that I don't think anybody would argue were nullsec PvP or nullsec alliance type candidates. We had Sutonia, we had iBeast, we had Micro and Zenuria, who were both Pochvan guys. We had Angry on there, who's not an alliance leader. And then you look at even Horde's ballot had Arcia and Uriel, who was a role play guy. And then you've got You've got FRT, which included Phantomite. The guy who wants to break up the big blocks was on a big block ballot last time.
Okay, guys, you're jumping in a line.
And I think ours, if you look down on row 8, myself, IB, Sutonia, Mark, Teddy, Phantomite, Mike Azariah, Arcia. Of all the people on there, there's only a single one that was, besides myself, a major nullsec person that was a nominee. 8 out of 10 on the initiative ballot last time were not nullsec alliance block type candidates. And I'll be honest, if you look at the numbers, and you can ask him yourself, Sutonia, when he got elected, got 900 votes transferred from me to him.
Guys,
that's what got him over the line and got him elected last election.
That means you're going to get a second
if you were hoping to see
I'll
some
be double
diversity on
tapping
the
you guys.
CSM, you weren't getting it from like random groups trying to put together some third-party candidate ballot, because we saw those and they didn't really do that well. It was us in the big blocks putting on folks that we trusted, that we liked, that we knew were good for the game, and helping to get them elected, and that's what happened. And we're going to keep doing that. And I think that's something that is important, and I think it gets lost in a lot of the typical, back and forth about the CSM and the role that it plays.
Take the sleep work. If you didn't get it,
constantly being told, the big block guys
want
to care about the big block stuff, and that's not been my experience at all. That has not been my experience at all. And I don't think it's going to be Kaz and Angry and Pandos, assuming we can get all three of these guys elected, that it's going to be their experience either.
Yeah, certainly not. Right. I mean, for one thing, I'm not a PvP guy to begin with. I will try and get away from you as hard as I can, but my favorite ship in this game is a jump freighter, right? I'm just not coming from the same place at all as some of the nullsec candidates, and it would be insane to try. I mean, I would love to know if the other non-nullsec players think that we're out here campaigning to like make the blocks bigger and make the fleets bigger and make us have to be more organized and do more work. It would be really interesting to me if suddenly game mechanics changed and it weren't optimal to have to have huge blocks or huge fleets for whatever reason, right? And Pandora's box, I know, but these things happen for a reason. EVE is a game where players are doing the thing that they think makes sense. This stuff has ended up this way because of those mechanics. We can talk about that stuff. I would love to.
That's it. And hey, you know what? We have a lot of people from all across the game running for CSM this time. I think there's a very diverse group of people running. There's a guy in the chat, hey, I'm a high-sec miner. Should I run? You don't have to, because you have a high-sec miner. You got Bolden Tarman who's running for you guys. He knows his stuff. I'd say check him out if you're looking for somebody in that area to support. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, and I'm going to ask these three guys what they think about this in a second, because I think it's critical to the future of the game. I think the best CSM members are the ones who care about EVE and want to see EVE succeed, and that are going to stick around with EVE no matter what. And I cannot tell you how frustrating it is to see so many candidates, so many guys get out and run really hard for the CSM, not make it, and then you never hear from them. It's frustrating, because it's like, you're the guys that you were out here, you cared enough to want to run for this. Why are you not still playing? Why are you not here trying to make the game better, even if you didn't get elected? Now, the question that I have for the three of you, I want to hear from each of you. I'll start with Angry, because he's talked the least. What do you think of the state of the game right now? Do you think we are in trouble? Do you think we are in as bad a position as I think we are? And you feel free to disagree with me, but I just want to get your guys' views. What do you think about the current state of the game? Angry, let's start with you.
I honestly think it's not in a great position, and I think most of that really has to do with CCP squandering the opportunity the pandemic gave them, and sort of misinterpreting the surge of people playing actually due to the pandemic as, hey, we're doing the right things, when they're obviously not. So the pandemic covered up their failures for 2 years, but now the Emperor has no clothes and everyone can see it. And the thing is, if you're looking, it's all a game of metrics when we're talking with corporate leadership, and I think we know for a fact these metrics are awful. They're looking at the wrong things. They're looking at metrics that are not representative of actual player activity. See Aerith, the high-sec Care Bear. But among other things,
best I can tell you is
is that the players can see the direction the game is going before when it gets reflected in whatever official metrics CCP has. And that communication, I think, would be critical to turning CCP around. to get them off their bad data.
FC.
Pando, what do you think about the state of the game now?
Well,
Just keep papping
I
us.
think it's very obvious. I don't even have to say it, right? The game isn't doing well, like you said. It's you know, on blackout level or whatever, right? Activity-wise. So I think that's a no-brainer, and I think CCP knows it too. Like to expect CCP to come out and say like, yeah, we're not doing great, that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so they know it too. I think the tricky part is to figure out exactly why that is, right? So from my perspective, right, that's my expertise is content creation, right? Be it for Init, be it solo, be it just for my corp, or be it on live on Twitch or whatever, right? I think they underestimate the amount of work, the amount of, like, I'm not using work just like loosely. It is hard work to make shit happen in this game, and I think they don't understand. They do not understand what goes into it before the fight kicks off. Before, like, you know, streams go live and like, look at this battle, or look, this small roam. I took CCP out for a roam, right? Took them out for fun. I think none of them understood like what it takes to take this kind of stuff out and then make shit happen. Like, they think, oh, well, it's easy. Like, we undocked, we filamented, and then it took 20, 30, 40 minutes. I think it took a bit, but then we got a fight, and that fight lasted for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and they're like,
hold, guys,
easy peasy, right?
You gave them the easy, like, red carpet, gold-plated experience. I see. That is not the norm.
Yeah, and I'm always outspoken about it too, right? Like I have, for example, invited one of them.
If you didn't get the workers of NRA, that's jump on contact.
Loosening of the rules for CCP devs, right? So they couldn't really take part and stuff. I did invite them to just see the whole deal, like what it takes to to plan out a fleet, like get them there, get the action, and then get out again. But yeah, at the time they couldn't do it, right? So
guys,
yeah, that's it.
Gate will be red.
Honestly, that's something that needs to happen again, to be bluntly honest. I'm hoping that you get elected. I would love to have you run through with these guys in a player presentation what exactly it takes to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Kaz, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, I got to come to you next because you're the next one on the list. So, state of the game.
Hold on,
you think we're in a depression?
I think that's basically the size of it. Yeah. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I don't want to start like getting into details and rehashing it, but that's the economic picture we're staring at. Economic activities in the toilet. There's a lot of stuff that used to be happening in Eve's economy that hasn't been happening for a while. There are a variety of reasons for that. The key to me is recognizing that that's a big part of it and attacking it that way somehow, right? Depressions are possible to fix.
Just go ahead and work
right?
to get it 500
These things are, you know, it's possible to get in here and change things, right? And I also feel like this is not that far gone. Actually, the game feels far gone in terms of how many people are gone, and the mechanics feel like, I mean, there's so many people who've told me I just can't make any money, right? Or don't know what the next thing is, or don't know how to progress in my Eve experience, or don't know how to find, you know, do something that has value. But nevertheless, all those players still want to play Eve, right? Like I was saying earlier in the show, as I talk to people, they have so many ideas for things that they want or things that could make them come back, and they're hopeful, right? Everyone has said get in there and tell them that we want to play Eve, right?
Yes.
This is the game. If you're a spaceship nerd, this is it, right? That was another thing that came out as a Reddit threads I was reading. There was a guy just today asking, should I start this game in 2022? I have to go post, as a matter of fact, and say yes, because you should. It's awesome. I don't regret a single minute of playing this spaceship game, but CCP have been doing way better, and I think we have to examine a lot of stuff, maybe from a new angle, as far as figuring out why they reacted the way they did the past few years, what a different reaction could have looked like, and why it would have been better. And also examine, they clearly are still messed up over some of the stuff that has happened in the past, 4 or 5 years. They had that chart about Rorquals that was on screen. It's like they have PTSD over the last time players were able to have some serious income. They feel like it broke their game, and we can't go back there. But this is the alternative, and it's not great, right? We're seeing it be not great. And so I feel like if we had tried to tell them this a year ago or 2 years ago, especially in the middle of the war, we did not have a credible position in political terms, right? It's very easy to ignore Goonswarm after the Rorqual period, but now we're staring at the face of the economy in front of us, and I feel like it's time for us to all acknowledge that together, not just the Imperium, and work on it somehow. So, but I'm not hopeless by any means. I think this can easily be turned around before Eve's 20th anniversary next year. There's no reason that can't happen.
And I agree 100%.
Yeah. I think that there's never really been a better time. Like, again, like the cycles of these things over time, you begin to see, like, we've had crises before where the players have rioted, right? We have the lessons of the Incarna experience. We've had all sorts of throwdowns between the CSM and CCB, times where CCB is like, oh gosh, we're right, and we're not going to listen to the CSM. And by the time that this cohort, this crew, this class of our CSM reps is going to get there and start interfacing with CCP, you know, we're beginning to see that CCP with this with the Siege Green dev blog is acknowledging that maybe Wyvern shouldn't be costing 85 billion ISK. Maybe that Felder Street, they listened to the wrong people. They didn't have finance experts and production experts around that they could actually rely upon. So I believe that there is a legitimate window here, right? From an Imperium perspective, I could just tell everybody, here's this year's slate of candidates and get out there and vote for them the way we do every year. But like, we're sending our best finance people and some of our best industry people and some of our best just game understanders, right? You wouldn't send me because I'm the external meta politics guy, right? But you know,
we don't have a problem with that right now.
Exactly. Like there are core in
Guys,
the reactor room of the EVE Online economy. The Ricardo administration went through and actually snuffed out a whole bunch of playstyles, and I believe that they have now seen the abyss. They have stared into the abyss of unsubs and player riots and all of the awful, and maybe, just maybe, they will listen to the best and the brightest that our large organizations can find, and hopefully send to Iceland. So I do think this one really matters.
And to the point that Min just raised, and to the folks in the chat who were saying, oh, this show's just about nullsec and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say a word about anything that is only nullsec related. I think the biggest issues that we face here are not nullsec related. This is entire game related, because
just try to build a fucking capital ship.
All of this stuff is interconnected, and a lot of it's economic.
I've seen more complaining from Snuff about dreads than anyone. Just for example, right? They very well known that they're not a nullsec. They're not nullsec people, right? So it's just the game is the game. It's a sandbox, right? We're all in the sandbox together. That sand was somewhere else in the sandbox before, and sandboxes have got to have toys, right? And that's what we're missing a little bit of lately, and we need to get some toys back.
Absolutely. And I think from my perspective, one of the things that you're not going to hear this. Let me take a step back. I've been on a lot of CSM shows. I'm on a lot of CSM talk shows. And what I can't stand more than anything is when they devolve into us arguing over mechanics and things like that. Because one, that doesn't help the audience at all, because most of the time we're just saying things that are popular. But two, that's not how the CSM is. It's very rare for us to sit around a table and start arguing about what the mechanics should be. If anything, we provide feedback. We'll say, all right, this is what I think. And we'll put it on a Confluence page under a proposal. And that's the feedback that we provide. But we're not arguing with each other over what the best solution is. Because in the end, we don't need to come up with the solutions. We present the problems. CCP has to fix the problems. That's the deal. That's what they're paid for. So for us, when we're talking about things that we think we're concerned with in the game, the things that there are the issues, the things that we will do if we get elected to the CSM, more than anything, our job is to be faithful to the players and make sure that CCP understands what's real and what's not, when people are really angry and when it's just a couple of guys on Reddit making a lot of noise, where the real problem, where the real pressure points are, where the real pain is, what is really getting people to quit the game, where they need to focus their priority, where they should focus their resources. And then, of course, the inevitable, which is trying to stop CCP from making mistakes before they announce them, which is, I think, frankly, the number one reason why the CSM has been around for the last, however long it's been around, 10 years, 15 years. The whole point is we try to help them to not make mistakes and step in it. And there are times when they won't share stuff with us because they know they're going to step in it and they want to do it. There are times when we tell them, hey, don't do this. They do it anyway. It blows up. And then we can say, I told you so, and help them fix it. But the bottom line is the role of the CSM, more than anything, in my opinion, has been to try to get the company to not make big mistakes in the first place. And we have been pretty successful in that in some ways. But I think that given what was announced on the keynote, given what was announced at FanFest, there are a lot of minefields coming up that they're actively working on, that they're going to need good CSM members to keep an eye on. And I think, among other things, the skill changes that they're talking about, the UI changes more than anything, I'm worried about. And I think that's what we need guys like, the three here on the stream to get in there and try to fix before bad stuff happens.
Take the bridge, boys and girls.
Is there anything you guys saw at FanFest that they announced that they're working on that you are excited to want to provide feedback about, or that you think are critical and you want to be part of?
Jeff,
I'll open that up to everybody.
I want to say, FanFest was FanFest, right? I was really,
I'll make your path still.
my silver lining, I guess, or the thing that was
Rest
interesting to me
we're going back to
was that they appear to be putting a fair amount of work into the client still, right? It just in technical advances and graphic stuff, I really thought that was cool. I took note of that. I viewed that as a positive sign, as a matter of fact. So I'm totally being non-responsive to your question, Chris. This is not something I want to give feedback on. But like,
you're being a good politician, Kaz. I appreciate that. Answer the question you wish I asked.
Yeah, sorry. It was notable to me that that was my first takeaway, and that was before we got into the other announcements and stuff, and then people start getting mad about, oh, this is what I want, blah blah blah. I think the thing, to the real answer to your question is IBC. I think that I have seen a lot of different MMOs go for a new currency. And almost always it's a bad sign about the health of an MMO. That's a very general statement. But almost always that sort of thing is a sign of the progression of a game into a bad space, right? And so I really want to talk to them about that sort of stuff. I actually believe that Plex is an industry, like best in the industry implementation of game time exchange, right? It's a unified exchange rate. You can only exchange it for game time. There's no gold ammo. And really a close examination of the financials over the years makes clear that it's been really effective for them. I think they should be going and taking all that heraldry stuff and all those cosmetics. That stuff needs to be sold for Plex. They make money hand over fist. But they're so wrapped up in both the reaction to the pack stuff, and they want us to sell ships and packs somehow, right? And with all of that, they've gotten themselves like wrapped up into the IBC thing, and I think I'm scared by that idea. I've seen it go bad for so many other games. It's a bad sign, and I think it undermines something that they have that is already awesome. Plex is awesome, right? World of Warcraft took and basically implemented it wholesale 10 years into the life of that game because it was so awesome, right? It's called WoW tokens or something, right? Yep. So they've got good. They've got great stuff in this game. This is a great game buried sometimes under all sorts of nonsense. And I hope we can just talk about it enough to get there. So that's
do you want these 1v1 elements?
And just so Plexus is saying this in the chat, and I've heard this before. People thinking that the IBC thing was some kind of pay-to-earn thing. I don't think it is. I think in reality, it's just
no one's probably going to buy them. I'll just hand those out.
Gain XP. It's just a different name for it.
I was probably wrong about that, guys. I saw crypto and I herfed and I was like, what the hell is this Hillmar thing? But
maybe
Roland will have it. Actually, the case upon further investigation. It's probably related to the prospector pack.
Whatever.
It's not a shit coin.
Yes, that's exactly.
It's not a shit coin, at least, but it might still be shit.
Yeah, bullet dodge.
That's the thing.
I'll cop to that too. I smelled crypto just like Mitt said, right? I saw that logo and I was like, what we've heard is that that's not accurate, which is great. Good job.
And that's the thing. Like, I think, one of the benefits of being on the CSM, one of the things we can do is we can be a focal point for player feedback in a very particular way. And I think we were able to demonstrate to the company in a way that their metrics never showed how angry the player base was with stuff like the Prospector Pack. I think the fact that we had so many CSM members sign on to the open letter, we got it out there, even though Prospector Pack was selling and people were out there using the thing because the new players don't know any better. We were able to demonstrate that a significant part of the player base was very unhappy with this, and it wasn't worth them angering the player base the way that they did to get a couple of $5 packs or whatever getting sold. It didn't make a lot of sense, and they rolled it back. Now, I think I agree 100% with Mittens and with Kaz that the interbus credit thing is potentially going to let them roll that back out by them claiming that, well, we're using donated ships, so it's player-built stuff. We're not just poofing things into existence, which is not as bad as poofing things into existence, but it's still them selling stuff that
Sounds like
previously
we're
was
spoiling
in-game
for a
things.
fight.
Yeah, I'm not a big, like, I
Dude,
know it's, oh,
we're
well, we're
in
just cutting
JK.
out the middleman. Why have to buy Plex and sell it for Risk and then buy something on the market? There's a lot that goes into that. That's why you want to do that. You don't want to cut out the middleman. Because somebody that makes money off of that, and you're selling them to Citadel, things like taxes, stuff like that, it all matters. So, you know, I know that that's something we got to keep an eye on. And that's something that I think the CSM, having folks that have played the game for a while and understand the player base, and understand what folks are going to like and what they're not going to like, is important. Because I think it's very difficult sometimes. And Angry, you were 100% correct. I think it's very difficult sometimes for these guys to take metrics on paper and translate that into actual people in the game thinking of things. And even if they're looking at good data, which they often are not, as Angry noted, he's 100% right. Even if they're looking at good data, that doesn't always translate into what somebody feels about the game. And that matters because a lot of people make their decision on whether or not this game is worth $20 a month based on how they feel about it. And if people feel like they're not getting their money's worth, they feel like it's not as fun as it used to be. They feel like it's more of a chore to do all the stuff that they have to do. And they feel like the company's taking advantage of them and milking them every time they turn around. They're not going to want to play. And that's not anything that we can do, but that is stuff we can't fix that as CSM members. We can't fix that as players, but we can make it clear to the company that these are the issues that they got to focus on and try to highlight that for them so that they realize, you know, when people are upset,
you don't have one,
and when it's just a couple of guys on Reddit shit posting.
We can't get to
it's
the
easy for them to tell at this time.
It certainly it is not right.
Who doesn't
yeah,
have?
Man, I was going to say something that fell out of my head as I
TNT
responded to what
and
you said,
Lawn.
Bruce. Sorry, someone else take it.
All right.
That happens. Happens.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap up the CSM part. We're gonna do a little bit of nullsec power hour, but I want to give Pando and Angry a chance to hop in here and just say anything that they want before we move on to making fun of Severance.
Sure.
You go ahead first, Angry.
Oh.
All right. Your question was what we are excited about from FanFest, and I think the faction warfare stuff, it is the big stuff. Obviously
those
from
of you
FanFest,
that X,
you know,
you
big
need
stuff.
to go.
You get what
just
I mean, but
go to the structure and system.
It has great
getting
potential,
Diplo's to
especially
try and
since
sort
I
it,
know
but I'm
that
not
it's
sure it'll be
CCP
fixed in a timely
behind it,
manner.
and she has a lot of experience.
And we're now several
so
jumps
I
ahead.
Hope,
take the split work, jump on contact guys.
You know, I hope she gets it right, and I want to help her.
Do not lemming ahead.
The whole faction
we are
war
being
thing, it's
hunted.
very much in the concept.
I'll let you know when you can start lemmoning.
Thingy like phase right now. And the CSM can have some good input there. So yeah, it has great potential.
Yep. Angry?
So one of the things I actually saw, which we only saw this week because they started releasing the roundtable videos this week, and as it turns out, a lot of the better stuff about FanFest, people you were saying,
I'm not sure
the weeks before, is that they put some of the more important stuff they put in roundtables that weren't streamed.
Those that
and one of these roundtables had, oh, by the way, we're going to add taxation for loyalty points. And that's actually just a ginormous change that people just glossed over because it was a roundtable, wasn't in the keynote. And that this actually enables a lot of...
It's our first time using it.
Enables a lot of
You guys came through the other side fine.
Right now.
I figured it was going to be fine.
Lives
It was not fine.
MTC nullsec and the average member earns money by, you know, running burners. You have very rich members and very poor groups because you can't tax that stuff.
Jump in contact, go through the Ansplicks.
Same thing with faction warfare. Faction warfare, groups in faction warfare
Once you're
don't
through
have
the
any.
Ansplicks, that's your
It's the members that
destination,
do.
guys.
And when you enable LP taxation, it really enables group development in these spaces that are not null, because null is basically the only place you can get sizable group income with. And that's actually something I posted about, like taxing LP like 6 months before FanFest, and I'm 99% sure CCP didn't read it because 6 months is too fast for turnaround for CCP. But it's good that they're realizing there are these sort of somewhat simple changes that enables a lot
it
of
would have
stuff.
been nice if someone told me there was a one-way warning on it
And
when
I agree
you guys
100%.
went through it
I
the
think
first
that was
time.
a big deal.
We would have taken a different way home.
For us to try to get out there. And one of the things we talked about quite a bit Gobbins actually has been a big guy on this, and that is talking about alliance and corporation income, and the fact that we miss passive income, because that used to be a great way for the big groups to be able to fund SRP and keep themselves fighting without having to do a lot of the grunge work that a lot of people didn't want to do. And those all went away. It became very hard, and the result was people created all the renting empires because that was easy-isk, or the TTT because that was easy-isk, things like that, that I think a lot of people will look at and say that's bad for the game, those are bad for the game. But there's not really a lot of other choices for a lot of these big groups. Now, we've said no renting, but at the end of the day, not everybody is willing to do that, and they don't have the ability to tax on a third-party app system the way that we do, because we're the biggest, we put these things together. The in-game, having those in-game tools to let the small and medium-sized guys, as well as the other nullsec alliances that can't handle it, but the small and medium-sized guys and the rest of space have the same kind of taxation scheme to be able to raise the same kind of corporation and alliance ISK that lets them do the types of stuff that the big groups do. That's a big plus for them. And I think it's a great thing for those size groups, because frankly, normally they're getting it in the butt most of the time.
Likely
Most of the changes that go through, especially those that benefit us in null or benefit the biggest groups, and that's pretty much all of them, because we're going to be able to take care of economies of scale that these other groups can't. There's always going to be somebody that's left over. There's always going to be somebody whose gameplay gets hurt because somebody else's gameplay got better. And unfortunately, more often than not, it ends up being these small and medium-sized groups. And I think we need to change that, and I think it's not fair that these guys are always getting the tail end of the stick. And that's why I'm happy to see the taxation stuff. I'm happy to see the faction warfare stuff, because I feel like that's going to benefit those groups more than us big guys who don't really need as much help.
You do this to me getting into the juicy details right at the end, Brisk.
I know, right? I know. Well, here's the deal. Okay. Go ahead. I mean, lay into it. I think we're going to skip the nullsec stuff for next week, and we'll just keep talking.
All I just wanted to say is that any space has to have value, right? There's a lot of different ways for space to have value, and I look forward to talking about all of them. So, but we don't, if we get into it now, holy crap.
There's nothing wrong with that.
One of the things I've been sort of sitting on my hands here, and one of the things I want to generally wrap up with is, if you are skeptical of the Imperium candidates, if you're skeptical of the Imperium ballot, or you're suspicious of nullsec people in general, one of the things I want you guys to understand, speaking to people who are not in the Imperium, is that we are not in a position where we need the CSM to get more power. The Imperium has defeated the entire galaxy. It took us 18 months to do it, but we beat all the puppies that got together that wanted to come after us. One of the things that we are continually railing against on the meta show are often things that have nothing really to do with Imperium power or Goonswarm power, right? The meddling with the economy and the inability to get like that in the food chain. I think I mentioned how last week I mentioned that people ratting in Myrmidons are like the krill layer in the game. Like, you need to have the most low level gameplay and diversity of low level gameplay, so it's easy for people to come in without being part of a big empire, or without requiring a ton of infrastructure and ascending a learning cliff to get out there in space and make things happen. And the reason why that's so important is that empires typically only go to big, like when I say empires, I mean player blocks. We only go to do big war stuff every few years, right? Like the really big high level stuff. And the game as a whole needs fixes in a bunch of areas that have nothing to do with nullsec on the face of it. These are areas where the Rattati administration has touched things that are like the reactor control room of the EVE economy. It is far bigger than nullsec. And I'm telling the truth, because if I wasn't telling the truth, you could look at the record of our CSM advocacy over the last however many years. We are always trying to get more people in space. We are always trying to have more diversity of gameplay, because even if you hate goons, even if you absolutely cannot stand goons and don't trust a word I say, the one thing that you can trust is we love fucking with puppies, and the best way that you can fuck with puppies is have a diversity of gameplay from a small scale to a large scale. If you don't have the small scale stuff dialed in, it never scales up to the large scale. You need to have more different interesting ways to play the game, and then counterplay against that, right? We want more sand in the sandbox. We want more people undocked in space, out there in all areas of space, because a lot of times people don't start in nullsec. So if you want to have a healthy nullsec empire, you need a game that is good enough that you have players in low sec and wormhole space in high sec, that they're happy, that they're banging into other spaceships, mistakes are happening, hijinks are happening, stories are happening, and then hopefully some of them end up in Goonswarm and the Imperium having fun with us. So it's really not like a nullsec versus everyone. The game is in a state now where we've seen numbers that are looking about as bad as they were during the blackout days, and I genuinely believe that these poor bastards here in front of you on TV, these poor guys, these 4 gentlemen in front of you today are going to be the best and the brightest of the Imperium to be able to get in there and fix things, not just for the Imperium. It's about the game itself, the fundamental gameplay and the preservation of playstyle. So I hope that you will all vote exactly as we ask you to in the Imperium.
What's your
and vote for these fine gentlemen when we give you the ballots. But yeah, it's about a lot more than just nullsec.
All right. Now we have a bunch of other stuff, but we're running out of time. And I don't want to keep these guys holding over for this year. So next week's show, we're going to talk to you about what's going on in Tenerifis. A lot of good progress being made by the Imperium down there on our continuing fight against fire. As well as the opening of a new front. It looks like we're seeing Pandemic Horde and a bunch of folks trying to come into Fountain. They're potentially trying to hire some mercenaries to come mess with us. So we might see a little bit of an expansion of this war. And then we've got some fun audio from our friend Arcadia Soul and others that we want to share with you guys. But that'll be next week's show. Tune in next week for all of that goodness. And then the week after that will be our second and final CSM show. It'll be right before the election. Next week is Memorial Day weekend in the United States, so hopefully you guys are going to have some fun, get out and go swimming and start the summer off right. But we're happy that you were willing to sit here and join us for the first of our CSM shows this week. This has been the Meta Show. I am Bruce Gruball alongside Mittens. We had Angry Mustache Pando and Kazanir, the top of the Imperium tickets this year. Look forward to seeing you all next week. One last programming note. Well, there's 2 programming notes. First of all, one, there will be the CSM Royale on DTM stream here in about half an hour. If you want to go see a bunch of the non-aligned or the smaller group of CSM folks out there, go check them out. I won this last year, so I am not going to participate this year. I want to make it fair. Let some of the other guys have some fun this time around. So you can go check that out on DTM stream. And then tomorrow, 1500 Eve time. In celebration of Spanish localization, there will be a Spanish fleet leaving from Jeddah. CCP is doing that. If you want to join them, go hang out. CCP Ice Cream, who speaks Spanish, along with CCP Convict, will be taking that group out, and I hope you guys have a chance to join them. In any event, this has been the Meta Show for May 21st. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time, and you stay classy. Louis.
I'll turn 1 DQ. You're good to stand down, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, FC.
Thanks, MC.